I had a lucid dream. It showed me exactly what the idea is and what I can create. The dream was so concrete and fun that I remembered every detail of it. When I look back into my vocational heart, my centerpiece was always people and expression. And now I found a way to combine the two by talking to people that I find interesting, inspirational, and educational. My themes of interest are wide, from growth and development to culture, society, humanity, arts and crafts, and creativity in general. I love my guests, and I cannot wait for you to meet them too. Don't forget, dreams are best when shared with others. Welcome to RADtalks. Welcome, Natalie. This is the first episode of the RADtalks. I talked about this in the intro, so actually I dreamed up this whole series, and actually we're now straight from my dream into the reality, and you are my first guest, and I'm thrilled for it. I want to talk about you, just a few sentences. Who is Natalie Kayton for me? So Natalie is a lot. She's kind, she's generous, she's contagiously enthusiastic and energetic, and on top of everything, very hardworking and committed girl. And in this year, crazy year of 2020, she became an owner and a founder of Tilly to Table. Yes, that's our topic for today. But let's start from the beginning, basically. So we met in summer 2019. You were working as an au pair in Brussels, Belgium, and soon you became an intern in Generation Why Not, our emotional intelligence hub and organization here in Brussels. And ever since then, especially you and me, took on various projects, initiatives, and I loved working with you. And we also did the values assessment. And what popped up for me about you is your curiosity and appreciation for people, and also this action-oriented mindset. So, like making things happen. So I was very inspired to have you as my guest, as my guest speaker. So yes, let's start our little chat, right?
Okay. Well, thanks for the introduction. I didn't know I was going to be given that. Thank you.
Yes. So, Natalie or Tilly, if you prefer, how was this year of 2020 for you? Tell me.
Uh, it was crazy. It was a lot of moving, a lot of uncertainty, um, and I think at the same time, a lot of freedom. So I started the year in New York City. I just moved back from Brussels. I lived in New York for about 3 months. And then when COVID happened, I fled the city and I went to Vermont. My girlfriend is from there, and we worked at a hospital. We are part of a COVID relief team. We worked there for 4 months and um, and helped out as much as we could. Then we bounced around. So I went to New Jersey, I went to North Carolina, I went to California for a couple of weeks, and finally relocated to Denver. So I've been in Denver for about 4 months now. I love it. I'm very happy here. But of course, we don't know what's happening. I thought at this time I was going to be traveling abroad somewhere and going, but needless to say, I'm in a U.S. state. I'm very happy, but it's been a lot of moving and a lot of kind of figuring out as I go.
Amazing. Yes, I know you as somebody who loves traveling and meeting other people. But okay, you are now in Denver, Colorado, and you started Tilly to Table. What is Tilly to Table? Please tell us.
Well, I saw a need for Tilly to Table when I was in Brussels, and I was working as an au pair, and both the parents work. So the mom and the dad works, and they would come home at about 7 and be super tired, not willing or wanting to make dinner. And so I just started preparing dinner. And at that time, I would do HelloFresh meal kits, or also just cook. Both my parents are chefs, and I really love to cook. But not until this year did I realize that I was kind of a good cook. You know, there was a log in it for sure. And so I saw the need when I was in Brussels, and that families need this type of service. And I came back and almost in February started brewing on the idea. Like, I was cooking and people were telling me that the food was good. And I was like, maybe I could do something about this. But I never thought that it would really come to. And then I recently just started to grow Tilly to Table. So it's a meal prep service tailored to family. I say family style meals. And I cook the dishes. I grocery shop, cook, prep, cook, and deliver the dishes to families in the Denver area.
Hi everyone, welcome to Tilly to Table Live. Happy to be here. Merry Christmas week.
Wow, this is fascinating, especially in this year of COVID and all the hurdles and you know, like also the mental states we were all in. So can I ask you first, like, to just tell me a bit more about this dream of yours, like fresh cooking, like prepping meals and doing this amazing service for the families. What made you really go for it? You know, like, where did you find the courage to just jump into this, especially taking into consideration all the circumstances? And what was really essential for you to get it going?
Mm-hmm. Well, in July, I started looking for a proper job. And July, August, I was on this job hunt, and I was applying to data analyst jobs and data-driven jobs. And then in about late August, early September, I was like, what am I doing? I don't want to work the corporate world. I have this desire to travel and meet people and build relationships. Not saying that you can't do that in the corporate world, but I really wanted to start something from the ground up. And so I stopped applying to jobs, and I just kind of said, let's try this. You know, I spoke about in February, I was brewing about the idea. I was thinking about it. But then in September, I was like, I'm in a new city. It's a fresh start. Why not try something? And I didn't really know then how many components would kind of go into it. To be just transparent, the cooking part and the finding client part has been the easy thing. What hasn't been so easy is finding my brand on Instagram or Facebook and doing that social media presence, or building my website. Or recently I started partnering with companies for my Instagram live cook with me on Monday nights. And so it has kind of been the entrepreneurial aspect of it that has been the hard part, but also, I mean, extremely rewarding. But I think at the bottom line, what made me just do Tilly to Table was just doing it. Like, my first Instagram post, I was just like, I'm going to post it. If it's going to be bad, it's going to be bad, but at least I'm posting. Yeah, and I had this one moment that really did stick out to me. I was thinking about how I was going to market Tilly to Table, if I was going to pass out flyers, how I was going to message people. And I was asking everyone for advice. I was like, how do I do this? How do I build something from the ground up? What is an LLC? What does any of this mean? I have to file taxes? Like, I was so confused. And my girlfriend Sarah was like, this is your project. You need to take ownership of this. You need to own it, and you need to dive in. And I think once she said that, I did, and I adapted, and I've grown it to this point, which I'm very proud of.
No, fascinating. Yeah, I mean, sometimes we forget how much all these projects or even businesses that we create are actually our way of embracing life fully and showing up to our dreams. and really making it happen, something which started in our heart. It's really, and I really like how you compared all this, sometimes very long applying for jobs which are really not close to our hearts. It's just chasing something else. So you snapped out of it and really turn to yourself, really, right?
Yeah. And I think maybe in the future, if I were to find a job that really called me, maybe I would leave this passion. But I was reading these job descriptions. I had no idea what any of it meant. And I'm like, how am I a college graduate? And I have no idea what this job is asking of me. And so I really am happy that I took a step back and I was like,
yeah.
Don't do this classic path that might be easier. Do one that you really want and your heart is saying chase.
Yes, take a deep breath, and on the exhale, you will know what to do. All right, and but what about, as it's not, we're not only talking about great things happening and everything is going well for us. Of course, there is challenges, there are difficult moments, hardships along the way. What about something like that for you in this journey so far? What were the hard moments?
Well, within Tilly to Table, I think I've had to learn, when to step back and just let it go and let it be. Earlier in November, I had a client that we just weren't really vibing, and I had to kind of just let that client go. And I think by doing that, it can be seen as a failure because you're losing a client. But at the end of the day, I learned a lot from that client and how we interacted and how maybe Tilly to Table isn't the best for people with extreme dietary restrictions or allergies. And it taught me more about my ideal avatar for the company.
Yeah, so it's a lot of growing, right? I mean, learning along the way and improving. And as long as there is this incredible passion behind it, it's no big deal. You just keep going, right? Amazing. So I have this amazing urge to ask you my key question for ending this wonderful conversation, and that is, what is your secret ingredient for happiness? I mean, think cooking, think life, whatever comes up to your mind, please share with us the formula.
The perfect recipe.
Yeah, or some secret ingredients. I mean, yeah. I know you're fond of lemon and garlic. I read somewhere.
Two aspects. My professional Tilly to Table life, lemon and garlic.
Yay.
And also, I think I cook by not a tale, but a statement that my mom said, that if you put good ingredients together, it's always going to be good. And I do believe that. And I think that's why I allow myself to be creative in the kitchen, is I kind of just trust the process. But lemon and garlic never hurts, for sure. And then on a personal level, working out helps me so much. Just taking alone time, reading, listening to podcasts, learning all the time via masterclass or books or educational podcasts. So just keep learning and growing and grooving and all the things.
Fabulous. Yay. Well, I have to say I've witnessed your cooking. It was a Thanksgiving dinner, if I remember right. And yeah, it's definitely something to try. So if you are lucky enough to live in the Denver, Colorado area, definitely check Tilly to Table out, or head to tillytotable.org. Look for Natalie. She's the master chef. And and the creator of her dreams. So fabulous. Do you have anything else to add to us, to your audience, to people in the States, people in Europe? We miss you. That's for sure.
I miss Europe so much. No, I thank you so much for having me, and this has been so much fun. I adore you, and I adore your chef blouse.
Yes, my outfit is ready. Maybe one
You
day
look
I'll join
beautiful.
you cooking or tasting at least.
At least in all the photos.
Yes, yes, fabulous. Um, so that's all, folks, for the first episode. Thank you, Natalie, for joining us from Denver, to us here in Brussels and worldwide. Thanks for all the support to all my friends and people who encouraged me to start this video podcast. So we'll be out there, we'll be streaming, we'll be live, we'll be sharing these positive vibes. And for the end, I can say I love my guests. As I say, these are the people that I find interesting, inspirational, educational, and my mission is very clear.